Russia analyst Dana Lewis. Good to talk to you, Dana. So these sanctions will be placed on 6 individuals. Will targeting this select group of people have any effect, do you think?
Look, this really lays all of the blame at the door of President Putin. First of all, you have to understand Russia now has deployed Novichok, nerve agent, a banned substance, and they are a signatory to the Treaty on the Convention of Chemical Biological Weapons. They had promised that they had gotten rid of all of these weapons before. They have deployed them 2 years ago in Salisbury, England, and now they have deployed them again within Russia. These nerve agents are not bought at the local pharmacy. They are only under the control of the military or the FSB, the Federal Security Service. 6 people, including 2 Ministry of Defense officials and the head of the FSB Domestic Intelligence Agency, are among those listed on the sanctions. And the document published by the European Council alleges that there was a task force that had been set up within Putin's presidential office. And it was led by, they say, Andrei Yerin, the head of the Presidential Domestic Policy Directorate, and then Sergei Kiriyenko. Look, he used to be a prime minister under Boris Yeltsin, the predecessor to Vladimir Putin. So he is very well known. He is the first deputy chief of staff. Both figures known to be tasked, they say, with managing the Kremlin's control of Russian domestic political scenes. Yarin, whose role was to counter Alexei Navalny's influence in Russia, and I'm quoting from the document now, Navalny's influence in Russian society, including through operations meant to discredit him. The EU is absolutely calling Russia out on this crime, an attempted murder against Alexei Navalny, and the sanctions are pretty serious, targeting those people by name, and they are also targeting 2 ministry officials from the Defense Ministry, saying it was their job to get rid of these these nerve agents, and they are also even naming the lab, the State Scientific Research Institute for Organic Chemistry and Technology. I can tell you, my time in Russia, we knew that that lab had been involved in making biological chemical agents in the Soviet Union. They were probably not involved in it this time, but they are tasked with getting rid of those weapons. And Russia has promised to get rid of all of those things, those nerve agents, including Novichok.
So what are the next steps from Russia then? It's called these actions unfriendly, but will it go ahead with getting rid of these nerve agents, or what else will it do?
Well, they don't admit to having them. And then they did admit to having them, but they said they got rid of them already. So, I mean, clearly, the international community and the European Union think that Russia is lying, and they have to increase pressure on Russia to absolutely get rid of the nerve agents. Never mind the fact, not only did they deploy them in Europe, in Britain, and never mind the fact that they've now used them domestically against one of their political adversaries, but the fact is they are a signatory to the OPCW, which has taken a look at the samples and clearly says there's no doubt that this was Novichok and that Navalny was poisoned with it. They've taken his blood samples and other samples. So the next step, I don't know. I mean, what can they do other than really call Russia out on this and impose sanctions on people inside Putin's inner circle, which they have done very directly.
Okay, Dana Lewis, thanks very much indeed for joining us.